90 pounds like me, you better get something, because like these men get more aggressive every year. I feel like getting oiled down and having men look at you. The oil, a lot of different places that shit can ship to. Men will be like, oh, like you missed a spot right there with baby oil. Let me spray it and rub it in for you. You got to be really on your P's and Q's, because these niggas will try to get you. Absolutely. They'll be like, take another shot. Like they're not looking out for your well-being at all. I'm half white. My mom's white, whiter than you, whiter than anybody in this room. So like I had kids constantly coming up to me like, are you adopted? Like shit like that. So I got into a lot of fights when I was like living in Pawtucket, and then I moved to Massachusetts, and these motherfuckers were worse, because like it's all like rich white kids out there, and they had like the worst things to say to you. So I was fighting a lot, definitely fighting a lot. And then after a while, people just kind of left me alone, because they were like, if you say something to her, like you might get hit. So maybe we'll just stop.
You got a moment when they see you down, there's no they love it.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Bounce Back Podcast. I'm your host, B. Luke. I got special guests with me today, so why don't you tell the people your name, where you're from, and a little bit about yourself.
My name is Blue Monii. From all over New England, really, like Rhode Island, Massachusetts. I'm 26. I've been doing music for a couple years now. I'm just finally getting recognition for it, I feel like. So it only makes sense that I should come here, right?
Absolutely. So break that down. When you say you do music, what kind of music do you do? You sing country or what?
No, I mean, you might think because of the boots, but definitely not. No, I make rap music. I make like drug dealer, killer nigga music.
I love it.
Music you probably shouldn't play around your kids, you know what I mean?
Hey, at least you recognize that. Well, how long you been into the music for now? How long you been doing that? What got you into doing music?
Oh shit, I got into music by accident because I was modeling. My old modeling manager, we were drunk one night. We were drinking this like Haitian liquor. I forget, I think it's called Babaku or something like that. I drank that shit, it fucked me up. And we were on the porch drunk talking about how like, oh, there's no females out here that's really like spitting, like. And I was drunk and I was cocky and I was like, bet, send me a beat and I'm gonna kill it. And I killed it. And I've been rapping ever since then. That was probably like 4.5 years ago.
Awesome. That's what's up. What's your favorite part about rapping? Is it like hopping on the stage or performing? Is it in the booth?
It would have to be like the surprise factor, I would say. Like people see like a girl like me and they see how small I am and how pretty I am, and they think like I'm not spitting the shit that I'm spitting, or like there's no way I'm writing it or anything like that. And like that's my favorite thing in the world. Like I'll show up to shows like half naked, damn near, and these niggas all look at me like, oh, here we go. Like, and then I get on the stage and I rap better than them or their boys, and they're like, oh my God, like cool. I gotta give her a chance now. So I definitely like that part.
Is that a big thing with female artists? You got a lot of men writing for them, or why is that something that people think?
I don't know nothing about that, man.
Okay, you plead in the fifth?
I just know I write my own shit. That's all I know.
Absolutely. What's immediately next for you as far as the music? Is there something that you just dropped that you're promoting, and what are you doing next?
I would have had a song to come to you today with to promote, but you know, the way shit goes and the way that my team is set up right now, not everybody can get to my cover art. So I need like one more day, but I'm about to drop a song called Truth. That's gonna be on YouTube, and then eventually I got a whole mixtape dropping with my boy Mort Beezy. Shout out Mort Beezy.
Absolutely, big time.
Because we're about to, it's different. Nobody's doing what we're doing right now. I'm gonna just say that. I don't even mean to be cocky, but like I just really mean like I haven't heard any sound from anybody. Awesome. Especially like male and female collaboration. I haven't heard anything like that. So that's what I'm working on. That's my next big like thing to do. But as of right now, I have like a little single that's about to drop. It's called Truth. It should be out hopefully maybe by the end of the day, probably by tomorrow, because that's how it's looking.
Well, don't put that little word before it. We tend to have these limited beliefs, and we say stuff like that.
I like the song, but it's not like a big project. You know what I mean? It's just like a little song.
Okay. So what about performances? Do you do live performances? You get on stage and talk about like that first time. Were you nervous? What was going through your mind or
really
not?
Funny because the first performance I ever did was at the Middle East, right around the corner.
Yeah.
And I had a live band for it. Shout out DJ Alcid. He definitely hooked that up, and it was like the best performance. I've been trying to like. I think the last one that me and Mort had when we were in Boston or something like that. That was like the closest I came to that performance, but like the energy from that and like just having a live band and everything like that, it wasn't like, I don't get nervous going out to like do performances because it's like, y'all are here to see me. Like, you know, I was going to be here. People are asking if I'm going to be there. Like, so what do I have to be nervous about? You know what I mean? And it's just kind of always stuck like that, like since as I've been doing music.
Awesome. So you speak about collaborating with my guy, More Beezy, right? So why don't you talk a little bit about the importance of collaboration in your opinion with the in the music industry? Why is that important?
It's important because nobody's gonna go nowhere if you put yourself in a box and you just stay in like that little area that you've set up for yourself. Like, yeah, you're gonna have work for yourself, but at the same time, like, the reason why I feel like most of New England doesn't thrive as a whole when it comes to like the music industry is because we don't support each other. We don't collaborate each other. Somebody else will see somebody that's better than them or maybe as good as them, and they look at that as competition. And it should be everybody coming together and like making dope shit together. If y'all both good, why the fuck you ain't making good stuff together? But most people get intimidated, I feel like, or most people get like jealous and they're like, no, it's just me. And they'll cut you out at any chance they could get. So I feel like that's important.
I think it's weird because I feel like people think like fans will only like listen to, like fans will listen to your stuff and then after they're done, they'll listen to the next guy's or your friend's stuff. Or, well, yeah, I mean, if you're good.
A lot of people will come up to you and they'll be like, well, I didn't get the recognition that you may get.
Right.
But are you as good as the person that's making the song with you? It's got to make sense. It's always got to make sense.
I just think the trying to gatekeep and not work together and thinking people are going to steal your fans.
No
like I feel like fans are like with content, podcasts, right? Somebody watches my podcast and then right after this, they're going to go watch the W Number podcast. That's not like people, we work together. You know what I mean?
It should be like that.
That's how I look at it.
It's a lot simpler for podcasts from what I've seen.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah, no, it's not usually, when it comes to like, plus you got to think like musicians have egos.
Hip hop's a competitive sport
we're
too,
not,
right?
We're not like, you know what I mean? I wish everybody could work together. That's what's holding us back, to be honest with you. Like everywhere else, like in the South, California, everywhere else, they support the shit out of each other. Whether or not they like the person or not, they'll still be like, I gotta give him props. Like, that nigga got bars. We don't do anything of the sort like that out here. So it's like...
And I don't think Boston is a big enough market to not work together.
That's not true, because fuck Boston, New England is a big enough market for us to all network and work with each other.
Well, that's why I said it's not big enough to not work together.
But they
to
all
work
act
together.
Like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Anyway, so
absolutely. I'm sure the people are dying out there watching this right now. Why don't you tell the people where they can find you on social media if they want to follow you there?
I am Blue Monii. I'm on all platforms. BLUMONII. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all platforms.
Okay. Awesome. So talk to me a little bit about, we're going to rewind a little bit, talk about growing up. Like, what was the home life like for you growing up? What did that look like? Did you have siblings, both parents around?
Yeah, right on my mom's side, I've got two brothers. I got an older brother and a younger brother. That's the side I grew up with. My dad's side, the real bad man, okay? This nigga got 14 kids, and I don't know all of them. Shout out the 14 kids, I guess, but I don't know all of them. I got like one sister I know from that side. Her name's Asia. Shout out Asia. But other than that, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay, so, and you grew up in East Boston, or
no,
where did you go to?
Rhode Island. I grew up in Pawtucket, and then moved to Massachusetts when I was like 13 because I got in too much trouble in Rhode Island.
Okay.
My parents was like, we should probably try to move her to get her out of trouble, and that did not do anything but make it worse. I feel like.
Yeah. So, I mean, talk about that. What kind of trouble were you getting into at, 12 years old? I mean, that's pretty young to be young lady to be getting in trouble.
My first charge I ever got was receiving stolen property and a stolen motor vehicle and assault and battery on a police officer. And it wasn't anything I had to do. Like, you have to understand, a lot of the shit when I was younger, I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's how I feel about it.
Okay.
But niggas definitely ran over a police officer's foot and like went on a high-speed pursuit chase like on the highway and shit.
Okay.
I didn't even get caught until the next day. It was crazy. It was crazy. But I don't do stuff like that. I got in trouble a couple months ago. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like 26 now. So no, I'm sorry. Last year I got in trouble with some shit. I got arrested. But that's cleared. That's gone.
Okay,
that's off my record because I haven't been in trouble in so long. Because once I turned into an adult, I was like, I can't keep doing this shit. Like, I don't want to go to real jail. So
I hear that. I mean, last year does feel like a couple months ago, though. I'm
It
not
does.
gonna lie.
Like,
Time flies.
I feel like Kendrick just dropped.
Right, the Super Bowl was yesterday, bro.
Right,
like, what happened?
Right.
Absolutely. So, talk about school a little bit. Like, how did you do in school? How did you do as a student? Did you take to the work well? What was
All right, so I'm not gonna hold you. I wasn't the best student. I was like never in school, but like I did go towards like my senior year and stuff. I tried, so I would go to school a little bit. My favorite subjects, I think, were like history and English, because I only knew like drug dealing math. So like when y'all like made me start doing algebra, geometry and shit, I was like, I don't need this. Like, and I would just leave school.
Absolutely.
But for the most part, like I loved history. I still like learn about history now, low key.
Absolutely.
But other than that, yeah, that was all I went to school for.
Okay.
And lunch.
So what kind of things are you doing when you're not at school? I don't think you just stayed home and just watched Blue's Clues, right? I mean,
No, I was out doing bad shit. I was out making plays, doing bad shit, hanging out with probably the worst people I ever meet in my life. But other than that, I mean, it kind of set me up for like my whole life stuff. School wasn't going to set me up for everything.
Right.
Like I remember going to school and being like, why the fuck would I have to learn the Pythagorean theory? Like I'm not about to be a construction worker.
Right.
I don't understand why I have to learn this shit. Like,
right. Nope. Who's Pythagoras, right?
Right. Who the fuck even is he? Like,
it was crazy. So you make this move from Rhode Island to Massachusetts at 13, you said?
13, 12 or 13.
So talk about like what that was like. What was that adjustment like for you? What were some differences that you noticed?
Well, my first like acknowledgement from where I moved to in Massachusetts was probably like people were more racist, which is like crazy because like I hear stuff from like other people and they're like, I can't believe like you even went through shit like that. But no, they were like mad racist. Mind you, like I'm half white. My mom's white, whiter than you, whiter than anybody in this room. And like I grew up in Pawtucket, so like I had kids constantly coming up to me like, "Are you adopted?" Like shit like that. So I got into a lot of fights when I was like living in Pawtucket, and then I moved to Massachusetts. And these motherfuckers were worse because like it's all like rich white kids out there, and they had like the worst things to say to you. And so I was fighting a lot. Definitely fighting a lot. And then after a while, people just kind of left me alone because they were like, if you say something anywhere, like you might get hit. So maybe we'll just stop doing that.
F around and find out,
definitely.
right? So your two brothers, they came with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So what kind of things were they getting into? Well, your older brother, were they bad influences?
I'm the worst one.
You're the bad influence.
I'm the worst one. My dad says all the time, he says, I have 3 kids, but I only have 1 son. And he's talking about me. He's talking about my brother.
Damn.
He says I'm worse than both my brothers. Like, I'd put him through more shit. I was the worst one. Like, let's just say that. Absolutely.
So by the time, this is almost high school years when you get over here. That was right before?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So talk about high school a little bit. What was that like for you? Where'd you go to high school?
I didn't really go, to be honest with you. I didn't really go. It was like peak trapping in my life. So I was like, I'm gonna make these plays. Like, what do you want me to do? Go learn the Pythagorean theory? Or like, yeah, so I don't know, I stayed out of school a lot. I didn't like actually take school serious until like, I dropped out when I was like 17 or 18. 17, I believe, because 18 would be too old. 17, and then I got pregnant when I was like 20.
Okay.
Or 19, about to turn 20, something like that. And I was like, I would really like to have my like diploma at least. So I went back, I did night school and stuff like that.
Oh, that's solid.
Other than that, that was it. That's as far as that goes with school.
Never too late to do great.
That's exactly.
So talk a little bit about like what was it about the streets that attracted you so much to it, or just easy for you to go there instead of school?
It's just more of like I was raised around that shit. Like my parents are drug dealers, like shit like that. So it's just like I knew that's how I would make money. You know what I mean? So like I knew there was a lot of people, probably the wrong people that were around me, but it was a lot of people around me that enabled that shit. And yeah.
Okay. So when your journey of motherhood began, right? You get pregnant. You start to look at things a little different as far as all that. So talk a little bit about that.
My daughter, her name is Marley. She changed like my whole life basically because I was very impulsive. I was very like quick to snap on anything. I wouldn't really think things through. Impulsive, that's the word I'm looking for. I was very impulsive. And once I had my daughter, once you have a kid, what should happen is like you start to think of like how things will affect that kid. You start to even care more about yourself because you're like, I need to be around for this kid. So it's like you want to take yourself away from all the bullshit that like you've been dealing with. And that's basically what happened with me. After I had my daughter, I changed a lot of things about myself because it was like, I don't want her to grow up and like I'm not around or like I'm in jail or something like that happens to me. So I don't, you know what I mean? I don't ever want to leave her. But it definitely changes you, probably for the good. I feel like it's for the good. It's just made me have a lot more emotions, I feel like now, which might not be good, but.
So you'd mentioned that it makes you, care more about yourself. Was that something that you dealt with, like not caring about yourself or anything like that, or just more?
I was just young. I didn't think about like the same way that like a teenager doesn't think about like their well-being. You know what I mean? I just put myself in a lot of bad. I was like, oh God.
What the hell?
Oh, shit. That was scary. Okay. But no, I just didn't want to put myself in like, I won't lie to you, I still may put myself in bad situations, but it's controlled. Okay. Because I need to make it back home to my daughter. You know what I mean? So
young mother, right? Your kid's father, was he young too? I mean, what was going on?
No, he's older than me. He's a little bit old. Not like a lot, but a little bit older than me. He's great. He just dropped me off. Shout out, Matt. He dropped me off for this interview, actually. So awesome. He's great. He's a great father. He's a little bit older than me. He's like, I'm 26. He's 30.
Yeah, we take a little longer to mature.
Something like that. Yeah, trust me.
It probably matches a little better.
That's why I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna.
So I guess I wanted to know, like, what was that conversation like when you told them you were pregnant? What was
it was around Christmas time. I believe I found out I was pregnant in January. And I remember I had like for my little brother, because I think he still believed in Christmas or something like that. I don't know. We had like this little like mailbox for Santa. And I went home because I wanted to shower. And I was like, do you want to come inside with me and like just wait for me to shower? And he was like, no. And I tweaked on him. I ripped his head off. I was like, fuck you. Like for no reason. And I was like, girl, this ain't you. What's going on? So I went inside. I took a pregnancy test. And then it was positive, and I was like, oh God, like I was falling out in the shower. I was crying, everything. And then I was like, hey, I have a Christmas present for you. Can you come by my house again to pick me back up? And he was like, yeah, for sure. And I put it in that little Santa mailbox. I put like the pregnancy tests in there and folded them up, and he opened it. And it was not the reaction I was expecting. I'm gonna tell you right now, he looked like he just lost his whole life. Like he looked like it was bad. It was real bad. But I'm glad I didn't let that like set the tone of like our whole parenting relationship, because he's a great father.
Absolutely.
Like I said, like if I need anything, if his daughter needs anything, he's right there.
That's amazing. Yeah. So being so young too, why did you decide to go through with that when a lot of people, they may not? Was that not even a debate?
I always wanted to have a kid, but
okay, that's what's up.
I was told like when I was younger I wouldn't have been able to have a kid.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. So I was like, fuck it. Like, if this is going to be my only chance, like, I guess I'm just going to do it. And, like, hopefully it goes through. And it went through. And now my baby is about to graduate kindergarten tomorrow.
That's amazing. Talk about the day you gave birth. What was that day like after you gave birth? I don't even know about before, but after you gave birth, how beautiful was that?
All of it. Like, I got drugged up and shit, but it wasn't bad. I was telling people I was at the water park. And I kept doing this. And eventually a baby slid out of me. That's all I remember. I didn't have a long labor. Bitches will hate me for that. But like I didn't have like a crazy traumatic labor and delivery thing. It was like 6 hours, and then I pushed for 12 minutes. And then my baby was here. And that was basically it. It wasn't like, I don't know, it wasn't the craziest thing I've ever done in my life. So
okay.
It was all right. I'd probably have another one, but I don't have the time for it. So
absolutely. What's been like your favorite part about being a mother so far.
Watch her grow into a different, into her own personality and shit. I'm like, oh my God, like you're a person. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
It's funny. It's very funny. She has her own personality. She has her own humor. It's nobody prepares you for that. Like everybody tells you about they're gonna hate you and they're gonna this and they're gonna that, and it's like I have a little girl and all I heard growing up was like, wait till you have a daughter. Just wait. And like I have a daughter. She's pretty fucking cool. I'm not gonna lie. She all right. Like you just I don't know like. Maybe if y'all just listen to me as a child, you know what I mean? Like that makes a big part of it too. Like.
Okay, so. Maybe they mean like wait till she gets a little older and she's old enough to do the teenage stuff.
Sassy. Like, don't get me wrong, she's already very sassy, but like, you know, like I can handle it. I'm not too upset about it. I just feel like if I was to have another kid, that would probably need another girl, and she would probably have all the sass. Gotcha. She would probably have all that. So I'm not gonna chance it.
Okay, so what was the plan after having your baby? What was the plan moving forward? Did you plan to get a new spot with your kid's father moving? What's next?
We had a spot. We had everything. Some shit happened between us, which I don't want to badmouth him like that. But we both fucked each other over. It was like the first really good relationship in either one of our lives, and we both just did really bad things to each other. But we still like respect each other as people. Like we're still like we just could never be together ever again. But
hey, whatever. Those things happen.
It works out for some people, and that's just.
Absolutely.
That's our situation with each other.
So how long is it after you become a mother that you start doing the music, or was that right before? What's the time like?
It was at least 2 years.
Okay.
2 years after my daughter was at least like 2.5, I want to say.
Okay. So how would you just pretty much spend the time being a mother those first 2 years and just dedicating 24/7?
Plus, I didn't know I could do music. Like I said, I started rapping by accident. So I didn't know I could even rap or anything like that. So I wasn't even modeling. I didn't even know I could do that or anything like that.
So you were working?
I was just working. I worked at a laundromat. I worked on cars. I worked at a bank. Did a lot of different jobs. But probably wasn't good for me because I just gave birth to a baby.
Yeah.
And went and started working and stuff, so that wasn't the best idea.
You meant well. I
meant well, but it's not good.
So what was it? Just not being there?
You feel guilty
your presence
about everything. Yeah, you feel guilty about everything. Like you pushed it, you grew this baby in your body, and then now you're out working, and you're missing her first steps, or you're missing her first word or something like that. So it definitely fucks you up. Yeah, I feel like it doesn't fuck the dads up as much as it fucks the moms up, because it's you're like, oh, cool, she said her first word, I'm gonna hear a bunch of words, eventually, but it's, different, because, we're waiting, we're expecting that, you know what I mean?
And you were together for 9 months and all that time, no, that makes sense.
I was trying to see that,
absolutely. Talk about how do you get involved with modeling? How does that opportunity present itself to you?
It was just for small brands at first, a little bit after I had my daughter and I stopped working. I was just doing small Instagram brands and stuff like that, and then eventually that turned into OnlyFans, and now it's just I do OnlyFans and brand modeling.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So talk about these brands. Is that something they contact you? Did you know somebody? You start contacting them?
I contact them, they contact me. Usually they're reaching out to me.
Okay. And I guess talk about how that works on Instagram. Will you just post pictures with their brand,
and then you get me, they'll like it, they'll like 10 pictures that I posted on my Instagram, and then they'll ask to move forward and work together. Something like that, something along those lines. Sometimes it's creepy. Sometimes they're like, yeah, girl, you're real nice looking, and I'm like, cool, can we set something up? And they're like, I'd love to set something else up with you. And you gotta be careful of that shit. But other than that, it's usually they'll hit me up on Instagram or Facebook or something like that, and we'll set something up.
Is that something you enjoy doing it? Do you enjoy doing the modeling?
I like modeling, not all the time, but sometimes it's I don't it's not my passion. My passion is music, definitely. But I know I look good, so I might as well get paid for it.
Absolutely. There you go.
Makes sense, I feel like.
For sure. What's your favorite part about doing the model? Is it looking how the pictures come out, or
probably seeing how the pictures come out, because the way that I think that the pictures look in my head, and then the way that I see them, I just did a photo shoot last Friday, I believe, And like the way that like when I'm holding the poses and stuff, I'm not thinking about like what is this gonna look like.
Right.
Like obviously I'm thinking it's gonna look good, but for the most part I'm like, just toss it up to God. Like hopefully it looks good, and then I get the pictures back, and they'll all do. So I
Nice.
guess that's good. That works for me.
Do you ever get any pictures that you're like not feeling
Oh,
that you gotta
hell yeah, all the time. I had this one photographer, shout out Jay Hunt. He would take pictures of me when the way I just had to slide my wig back on. He'll take a picture of me, my wig be back here. He don't care. And like he'll just take them pictures and be like, you look great. I do not look great. Like,
Yeah, I think guys and girls have a different level of expectation
well, I feel like
about what
guys
they
don't
look
notice
like.
shit like that, which
Right,
is wild. Like a girl, I feel like if my
Definitely will.
shit slid back enough, like a girl would be like, a guy's gonna be like, wow, what nice hair she has. Like guys don't even realize shit
Like, what
that's
hair?
weird.
Her not
right,
even-
right. I think this is it's weird.
No
it's
doubt.
so weird.
What would you say is like the worst part about the modeling?
Getting oiled down and having men look at you.
Yeah.
Because like the oil, a lot of different places that shit can ship to, and the men will be like, oh, like you missed a spot right there with baby oil. Let me spray it and rub it in for you. You got to be really on your P's and Q's because these niggas will try to get you. Absolutely,
crazy.
they'll be like, take another shot. Like they're not looking out for your well-being at all. Like,
Wow. So is it when you say the men looking at you, right? That is it just the guys in person, or is it weird? Do you think when certain guys
in person,
online
it's guys from
too?
afar. It's not just guys, nigga. It's women too. It's women too. I can't win. I'm not safe nowhere.
Right. That's crazy.
It's anybody. It's anybody who feels the type of way towards me, I guess. I don't know.
So when you found music, was that more of a passion? Do you feel like you related more to that than the modeling?
No, it was like a thing that I could actually do. Like I didn't know I'd actually be good at it. I never tried it. Like I wrote like poetry my whole life. I loved
that's
like
dope.
English, shit like that. But I never knew like I was like, oh, like this is just poetry. This is just poetry with some more oomph in it. Okay, like, and I did that. And like I said, I did that one song, and ever since then I've just kind of been doing my thing.
At what point did you realize that, like, how much you actually like it though? Like, it's one thing to just rap. It's like, oh, that was kind of good, but how much did you realize?
The minute that I
Instantly.
got into a booth, the minute that like I got to around an engineer, the minute that I got around everything, I was like, oh, I really like this. Like I really, really like it.
That's fire. What are some of like your favorite artists growing up or influences? There's a lot of female rappers that you listen to, or talk a little bit about that.
I would say I like Lauryn Hill's wordplay a lot. I like what's her name, Lady Rage from California. Charlie Baltimore, Emil, because you gotta shout them out. You know what I mean? For New England, you gotta do it. Foxy was crazy. Like I thought. Honestly, I'm gonna say something controversial. I thought Foxy was a little bit better than Lil' Kim. I'm just saying. That's just because Kim was riding off of Biggie shit, but they both got their own crowns separately. I love Cypress Hill. Love obviously like Big and Tupac. Love like early Eminem.
Right.
When Eminem was on drugs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that
It's first-
rehab shit. I want
Yeah.
to hear you talking about killing your mom, killing your baby moms and shit. That's what I want to hear about.
Absolutely.
Run
That's what's up, though.
DMC, Beastie Boys even. Like I love like any. And I don't take a lot of like my inspiration from like those types of rappers. I
Right.
do a little bit, but I like to listen to like when I get mental blocks, I will throw on like I have a vinyl record collection and I'll take like old ass music and I'll put something on like Rolling Stones or like Robert Johnson or like fucking like something mad old just to like reset my mind and be able to like continue with whatever I'm working on, really.
Absolutely. So what other genres are you into
All
besides
genres.
all of them?
I love all genres. I don't like newer country music because I feel like it all sounds the same. But I like old country music. I like when they was singing about shit and it was like this bitch just fucked my brother and killed my mom. And I gotta go bail her out of jail. I like shit like that.
No doubt.
Other than that, but I like all music. Like I was just on my Spotify playlist. There was Spanish music playing when we walked in here. Like so.
Absolutely.
I just like all music. It helps me like create. I feel like.
Absolutely. So what is it that you like listen for the most, I guess, when you're listening to a song? Is it the actual lyrics? Are you breaking down the lyrics?
Sometimes
is it the beat?
it's the lyrics. Sometimes it's not about the lyrics. Sometimes the song is just good. Like the beat is just good.
Mm-hmm. So talk about like the first time in the studio recording. What's the process? Do you sit down and write? You go in there and kind of just freestyle it, punch in, punch out?
The first studio I ever went into, the first studio I ever went to was Paper Cut Studio, or Paper Clip Studio in Brockton. Shout out Real Supreme, or Real Supreme? Real Precise, that's what his name, I'm sorry. Real Precise. But I went in there, I already had all my music all set up. Because that's how I was like trained to do this. Like if you go into a studio, you better like have your shit ready.
But, yeah.
And now I'm like finding out, I'm like, wait, are you all writing your verses like on the spot? Like I feel betrayed a little bit, but at least it gets me prepared.
Absolutely. I mean, especially if you're paying for the time, you know what I mean? It probably makes more sense to be kind of ready when you utilize the time more efficiently if you're already ready than having to write it and all that. So what about like your first collaboration? Do you remember that? What was that like? Was that a good experience or not?
It was. My first collaboration was with Product of Hip Hop. Shout out Poe. We made a song called Play. I feel like that's not like my real first collaboration, but that's the first published like collaboration. So I don't have to say that.
Okay.
It was a good experience. It was just the two of us. We made this song, and then we shot the video, and it was just the two of us. He directed the whole thing. Like, it was fire. It was great, and the video came out great afterwards. So it was a really good experience, and it's kind of just set me up for knowing what a good experience is going to be when collaborating with somebody else, like, as this shit goes on. So.
Gotcha. You ever have any bad experiences in the game? I mean, what was it? What was that like? I know booking can be a thing, maybe a bad collaboration. Like, what are some bad experiences? You have
bad experiences anywhere. If you're a fast food worker,
absolutely.
You have bad experiences. Yeah, I have, but I don't think I should.
Okay.
I don't think I should speak on it at this moment exactly, but there's a lot of people out this way that will say one thing and then do another when it comes to performances, or it comes to like things they can do for you, or whatever the fuck, and it's really all I can say right now.
Okay, without throwing anybody under the bus or anything like that. What, like, can you speak on like maybe what you learned from that experience moving forward? Or?
Don't listen to everybody. Don't like put all your eggs in one basket. Don't think that everybody's gonna do what they say they're gonna do, because they're not. I want to say like at least like 75%. They're not. They're just saying that to get proximity to you, or to just be around the shit that you're around at this point in time, but they don't actually want to work with you. They just be saying shit.
Do you think part of that is just because you're a female and it's dudes being dudes kind of thing?
Honestly, I'm not going to hold you probably, because I be around my boys and shit, and they'd be like, oh, I don't know this nigga, and I'm like, fuck that nigga, and they're like, why? For what? And I'm like, because I have a different, scenario with them. And then I tell them, and they're like, oh, shit. But for the most part, like, yeah, I definitely think it's probably because I'm a female. Okay, so talk about, like, what are some things you're looking forward to as far as, in your music journey? What are some things you're looking forward to? I'm looking forward to eventually making, like, a first album. That would be good. Okay. Or, like, an EP, something like that. Just get out of making mixtapes and singles. But I feel like I don't have enough, like, notoriety really yet to do anything like that. I feel like it doesn't make any sense for me to, like, I have like 3,000 followers on Instagram. I feel like it don't make no sense to drop an album. Like I'm gonna make money off it or something. So just keep working until I can get to that area, like where I can make an album, something like that. So I'm looking forward to this nigga and the mixtape we about to drop. Absolutely. Hopefully before this summer. ASAP. I'm hoping. Don't look at me like that. Yeah. So I guess for the people that don't know, like, I guess differentiate. What's the difference between the mixtape and the album? Is it having the rights to all the beats? Is it the length? I'm not going to hold you. I don't really know it myself. I just know a mixtape I can upload. It has to do with the rights. Like a mixtape can be any beat or anything, and you just upload it on something where you're not going to make money off of it, like YouTube. But an album is like, I would release the whole thing. It would be all original beats. Gotcha. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like it's all original stuff from you. If I'm wrong, correct me.
I'm literally asking. I'm not trying to get you in a gotcha moment.
Like, what the fuck is the difference? I don't even know what the difference between an EP and an album is.
Right, no doubt.
I just know that a mixtape is like a couple songs and you can use other people's beats on it.
Exactly.
Because nobody's going to come at you for it. But an album is usually what you're getting credited off of. So you probably should not do that. Absolutely. You won't be able to do it, honestly. So.
I mean, either way, I'm sure it's going to be fire, right? You know, so talk a little bit about like shooting music videos. I take it that must have came a little natural with the whole modeling thing, or was that an easy transition?
It's not the hardest thing in the world. And plus, like, it's not like you don't know what to do. Like, it's your voice, like, playing usually over a speaker, and you just kind of, it's not hard to do, you know what I mean? Like,
is it fun for you?
It's harder doing, like, a photo shoot, because
really?
there's no,
Okay.
like, well, you don't know, like, the theme of what you're supposed to be doing. Like, a video shoot, you know what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to, like, blah, blah, and fucking... Maybe you have some bitches twerking, basically, but other than that, at a photo shoot, you gotta keep coming up with, like, especially if it's, like, a couple-hour shoot, you gotta keep coming up with different poses. You gotta keep coming up with different ideas and shit, and that could be a lot. But,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about, like, rapping in general and having people hear your music?
It's probably the shit that I say sometimes, like the wordplay or like the entendres that like I'll use sometimes. Because I know nobody expecting it. I'm not even expecting it. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, damn, okay. I don't know how, sometimes I'll think of like phrases and I'll think of like sentences and bars and shit. And I'm like, how did I really like come up with that? Like, I don't even understand how this shit's like being made up in my brain sometimes. But I'm like...
Got you. What can the people expect to see if they go pull up at a show with you on it? Tell them what they can expect to see.
You most likely gonna see me half naked. And you most likely gonna see me probably spitting better than most of the niggas that are on the lineup. And that's the thing that's been heard. That's a theme every time I go to a showcase.
So talk about the sexuality side. Is that something that you figured that you just... Hey, I'm a good-looking girl. Let me utilize this to my advantage. And how much of an advantage can it be?
Why not? Why not? If everybody and their father is going to hit me up and say some shit to me, why wouldn't I make money off that? Why wouldn't I, like... It's going to be... It's millions of men, thousands of men. Maybe not millions, but thousands of men at least that have hit me up. Since I've started doing OnlyFans, since I've started doing music. And they're just like, oh, like... First of all, there's niggas that make OnlyFans subscriptions, like OnlyFans profiles, to ask me to be their girlfriend. So it's like, yeah, if y'all are sprung like that, I'm making money. Like, what are you talking about? That's the only thing that makes sense. To me, that's the only thing that makes sense. Okay. Because, like, they'll harass you. They'll say some really, like, god-awful shit to you. So why wouldn't I make money off that? Y'all don't respect me, so why should I respect you? That's how I feel about it.
And I feel like, too, you might get some fans just, people might, at first they look at you and then they hear you.
Fans will be like, is that your music playing in the background? And I'm like, yeah. And then I got another fan. Either way, it's going to work out. Either way, it's going to work out.
Absolutely. That makes sense. Hey, keep grinding and all that stuff for sure. Keep going. But as far as, like, the OnlyFans aside, as far as, like, the rapping, why is the sexuality important? I know you mentioned earlier, Little Kim, Foxy Brown, but they seem to be...
important. It's just, that's... like who I am, like as a person. Like,
Absolutely.
I came here with my ass cheeks out, so it's like that's just like kind of how I am as a person. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, how do you deal with like the creep factor? Certain guys, I'm sure.
I have a gun.
Okay. Legal, I hope. If not, I'm gonna have to cut that out.
No,
okay.
no.
Because I might have to cut that shit out.
I'm an FID.
Okay.
I'm an FID holder. I promise.
Okay. I mean, is that something that you would suggest for females that if they can get it?
Hell yeah. Especially if you 90 pounds like me, nigga, you better get something because like these men get more aggressive every year, I feel like. So
I mean, have you had bad experiences?
Hell yeah. There's people that stalk me. There's people who know where I live. Like, there's people that go to shows specifically to see me. And like, thank God I got this nigga and the rest of them that come to the shows now, because before I would have had to pay for security because these niggas are vicious. Like, they don't stop. And I don't blame them. Like, I don't give them a reason to really stop. But like, if I'm not answering you, like, you could at least like take the hint. I don't know.
That's crazy. So you think people, have you had people like show up to shows and that type of stuff?
I've had people show up to shows. I've had people show up at my house. I've had people.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And just for the guy.
Not even just guys. I'm talking about girls too. Girls is just
I got it in my
as
head,
niggas,
this
no?
heterosexuality
Girls are
shit.
just,
It's weird
no,
nowadays.
I don't even fuck with girls. That's the crazy
No,
part.
I know, but
don't fuck with girls. But they fuck with me, nigga. Let me tell you something. They love me, and I can't win. Either sex. They're gonna shoot their shot. They're gonna try something. Jeez. And the girls are worse because the girls will be like, oh, let's take shots, let's twerk. And then you twerking with a bitch who's a predator. You don't even know what's going on. It's crazy.
And how many times has it worked for the guy showing up? I mean,
how many times does it work for the guys?
Yeah, probably never, right? That's what I'm saying.
Never. It's never worked. Unless I asked them to come.
Right.
But other than that, no. Like if you just showed up and you were like, I saw you on stage tonight. Chances are I didn't even answer that message back.
Right, so if you think that's a way to get a girl, it's probably not fair to say.
No, definitely not. I feel like I fear that's common sense. You know what I mean? Like,
well, common sense is not so common nowadays.
Common sense is not so common.
That's for sure.
Amongst the common. No, I feel you.
Absolutely. So, do you have like a name that you would want to name the album already in your mind? You got some names you've been thinking about? I know you said you.
For the album, listen, I'm not gonna hold you. I'm terrible coming up with these fucking names.
Okay.
I can tell you.
So how do you come up with names for the songs and all that? You got people to help you out?
I just go off of whatever the beat's called. Sometimes I work off of that, or sometimes like whatever word I repeat multiple times throughout the song. Like I don't really have like a process for coming up with like titles for songs. I'm terrible at it. I'll ask other people. I'll be like, "What you think? What you think the name of this song should be?" That's what I've been doing for the last couple songs. So
Got you.
I don't know. I switch it up every time. I never know how to name anything. It was hard enough coming up with a fucking name for my daughter, and you think I'm gonna come up? These are all like every project I make is like a kid, and like you think it's important. So I don't want to name it the wrong thing.
No doubt.
I'll get in my head about it. I'll just ask other people. I'll be like, "What do you think I should name it?" You know how many freestyles I have? Do you know how many? I have like freestyle part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, because I don't know what to name these motherfuckers.
Can't find a name.
Yeah,
just number them. I get you. I get stuck with doing titles and stuff like that too.
Right. Even when I'm making Instagram posts, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the
like,
caption.
I'll be asking people, I'm like, yo, what did you put? What did you put for your Instagram?
People
caption?
be having like the most genius captions sometimes. I'm like, how you think of that stuff? But talk about like what you're looking forward to the most as far as like the motherhood journey and going forward with your daughter. I mean,
obviously watching my baby grow up and thrive and continue to do what she's doing. She's reading now.
That's what's up.
She's very smart. She's very educated, not like me when I was a child, and I love that. So I just want to see more of that.
Okay.
Want to see her, you know, maybe graduate high school the first time, and like maybe even go to college. I'm not going to hate her if she don't go. I don't know, but something like that. Just like be like a contributing member to society, shit like that. That'd be nice for me.
I mean, what kind of things would you say to her if you noticed, obviously when she gets older, that she starts maybe doing similar things that you were doing, similar patterns, hanging out with similar crowds that you were doing? What kind of advice would you give her, or words would you tell her?
I don't think I'd give her advice. I think I'd just bring her to all the places that, like, if she started doing real bad shit and she was old enough, I'd just bring her to all the places that I used to do bad shit, and I'd be like, you see all these niggas? Like, I used to sell drugs to them. I used to do this, to that. That's how you gonna be like that's what I would do. I'd just probably scare the shit out of her because I don't really like hit her or anything. I don't believe in that. So like, I don't know what do you do with a teenager? That's the only thing you can do is like scare the shit out of them. I'm not worried about her right now. I'm more worried about when she gets like older. That's where I started to go astray. But I went astray at the same time because I was raised around a bunch of boys and they got to do whatever the fuck they wanted. And I was like, well, what about me? Like, I could go out, I could do hood rat shit with my friends. And my dad was like, no, because you're a girl. So, like, you got to stay home. And I became worse than both my brothers. So maybe, just maybe, if they let me do a little bit of hood rat shit, maybe I would have been all right. I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm going to at least give her the benefit of the doubt. And hopefully that helps with our relationship a little bit.
That's what's up. What advice would you give to any ladies trying to get into the rap game, man? What would you tell someone trying to get in?
You have to have a thick skin. You have to have a thick skin, and you have to be able to handle things cordially and like responsibly. I feel like, because like having an ego will get you caught up. Having any emotions or anything will get you caught up. Because the first thing niggas gonna say is like, oh, a woman. Like they're always so emotional. Like so you can't necessarily have the same type of emotional setup that you would just being a regular female.
That's fair.
You have to be consistent, and you have to do so many different things at the same time. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
But I will say, for anybody that is like trying to pursue like this lifestyle or anything like that, once you get like your first acknowledgement for something, once you get your first, like for me it was probably when I did like the LBL. I had like a cipher with LBL, and I won the cipher, and I got to go to New York for Shade 45, and it was great. But once you get to like that moment, like everything else behind that is gonna like just disappear. Like you're not gonna remember all the bad shit. You're gonna be like, that's right, this is what I'm talking about. And then you're gonna keep going, you're gonna keep chasing that feeling. So it's just like,
absolutely,
it's not always gonna feel worth it, but when it does feel worth it, you're gonna feel like you're on top of the world.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Do you think it's a little harder as opposed to being like a guy in the game for a female, or talk a little bit about that?
Everybody's gonna try to fuck you. Everybody's either gonna try to fuck you or they're gonna try to fuck you over. And because you're a female and there's not a big, what's that called? What's that word?
Like a pool?
Yeah, there's not like a big like bracket for women in rap music or in hip hop or anything like that. You're gonna get fucked like a majority of the time. Whether that's literally or figuratively, like that's how it's gonna be. And hopefully like this new like generation of like female rappers, because they've been popping the fuck off, hopefully that can change that. But you'll never know until you get to that point, apparently.
Got you. Do you think that there not being this big bracket of female rappers that makes it a little easier for you, like as far as besides like the guys trying to, like as far as the competition goes, if you're good, that it'll be easier?
It does, but it doesn't, because I have talent. But there's a lot of women out here that are also
willing to do the other things.
They're willing to drop it on a nigga. Like even if they're not good and they know they're not good and the nigga knows they're not good, it doesn't matter because they might have some good pussy, so it doesn't really matter.
Gotcha.
You could have just slanged some canal to this nigga and now you're on the Billboard charts, and it doesn't really matter. So you just, like as a female who has seen a lot of that shit happen, like you just have to keep to yourself and just try to keep being consistent with what you're doing, because that's all you can do, unless you want to, get in that line. Unless you want to do that, unless you want to go that route, then
That's crazy. And I'm sure that type of stuff
happens like way too much. It's like crazy how much it happens. Happens so much that like when I try to look for somebody to do visualizers for me, or I look for somebody to shoot a video for me or anything like that, if I don't have any male representation or anything like that, they're automatically going to go to that. And they're going to be like, oh, well, like, whoa, are you going to pay for the video? Or like, what do we do? Like, bitch, yeah, I was going to pay for the video. Now, not so much. Now I don't want to do nothing. Yeah. Like, but for the most part, like, yeah, you're going to have to deal with someone creepy like every turn of the way.
Damn, that's a bad hit. What about like advice for someone trying to get into modeling? Is that something that you would recommend to a young person? Same exact stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially like unless you're like signed with like a major agency or something, you're gonna have to deal with a lot of creepy dudes. Unless you have like a female photographer or videographer, that's great. That's probably heaven sent. But other than that, you're gonna deal with a lot of creepy dudes, men trying to be like, oh, you missed a spot of oil right there. Like, can I spray that on for you? Crazy. Shit like that. So.
Yeah. So being involved or entrenched in kind of that quote unquote street life as much as you were, and not really getting locked up, not having to do time, what would you attribute the biggest factor for that not happening is?
What do you mean by
what do you think is the biggest reason that you weren't able to, like, that you didn't get caught up in the stuff you were doing?
I wasn't around a lot of people. I was around like maybe like my ex-boyfriend, and that was it.
Gotcha.
I wasn't around a lot of people, so nobody could really tell on me.
Yeah,
that's all I can really. I think about it a lot too, because I'm like, I could be locked up for a lot of the shit I did, and I'm like, it just had to be nobody told on me, which is like seldom. That don't happen.
Okay.
But that's all I can think of.
All right, got you. Well, I appreciate you coming through. I don't know if you had any closing words for the audience.
If these niggas had my video all set and ready and shit.
What's the main message you would want someone to get out of like hearing your story?
Just just keep going. Just keep going, keep trying, keep pursuing whatever makes you happy. Because I've done a lot of shit in my life where I thought it was what I was supposed to be doing, but it never made me happy. Okay. So now I get to do whatever the fuck I want, and it's more than I can imagine. Like, the doors that have opened up for me and just the way that, like, I'm accepted into this lifestyle and shit, it's, like, nice. Like, it's so, like, I've been looking my whole life.
Awesome.
I worked on cars. I would probably still be working on cars like a mechanic. Wow. If I didn't start getting into, like, modeling and rap music and shit. But the only other time I felt like that in my life is with cars. So, like, I felt like that's my passion. This is, like, what I need to do. Gotcha. And I feel like I'll feel like that probably until I want to start fucking with cars again. So we'll see.
There you go. Well, I appreciate you coming through. Why was it important to come up here and tell your story?
Well, I mean, we've only been scheduling this shit for the last like 4 months. You know what I mean? I had to get up here eventually.
I appreciate it.
I just, you know what I mean? It's more exposure. It's more reach.
For sure.
It's somewhere I haven't been before. So, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. And I think it's good to get some more female representation up here too. You know what I mean? Because girls go through it too.
There is, like, I say, like, shout out Yaya Gabbana, shout out Shay Bands, shout out, like, there's a lot of, like, really good fucking females that are out here. You know what I mean? I just feel like they need to be put on the same platform or the same, like, elevation as the men do, because they support, like, everybody support. You know what I mean? Like, that's the bottom line. Like, most rappers are going to be men from out here. So everybody supports them, but, like, when you find a female that's, like, on your level, like, are you reciprocating it?
Right.
So, like, there are females that are, like, just as good as me, maybe better, probably better, but they don't get, like, the same recognition like that all over the place like they should, which I feel like is fucked up.
Do you think it's a intimidation thing too, with it being a men's sport and a girl being so good?
Sassy. Men get very jealous. Men get very like, oh, she's good. I gotta take her out. I can't. I've had that happen before, which is crazy. So yeah, I do feel like it could be like, oh my god, my shit's slipping back. But I do feel like it's that, definitely.
Okay, so I guess some last minute reflections on, like, the New England hip hop scene. What is it that we need moving forward besides just the collaboration
and I would say, like, a lack of ego. Like, people need to, like, drop that shit at the door and, like, just create, like,
right.
Because a lot of people, they be thinking they up here, and everybody really, we all on the same fucking level. But I don't know, because people will pay to be around celebrities or something like that. They think they're fucking better than you. And that's not the case, baby. I'm sorry, because if you was really that, you wouldn't be paying to be around nobody.
Right, fair to say.
We're all in the same bracket. We're all in the same boat. And I feel like we just need to give each other more grace. Stop getting into so much controversy all the time. Stop doing stupid shit.
Stay out of jail, yo.
Look at us like we're Jerry Springer, you know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
But other than that, really just, like, collaboration and, like, stop having the ego. Like, nobody's better than nobody, unless you are better than somebody. But if you were better than somebody, then you'd be like Bia or Millie's or something like that. If you was that good, you would already been out. So if we're all on the same boat, like, you can't.
Stop putting holes in it.
Exactly, exactly.
Absolutely. There's a reason why, like, pride, they say pride's a sin, right? So put the pride aside. Let's work together. Let's support each other. And let's see where this thing goes. And I appreciate you for coming through. Guys, remember, it is what it is. The Bounce Back Podcast. What's next is what you make it. On that note, thanks again. And we're out of here. Peace.
Bounce back, you got a moment. When they see you down, just know they love it.